Good morning, everybody. Oh, geez, sorry I took so long. What can I say? I'm just really good at ruining the AoE 2 viewing experience. Alright, hopefully we didn't miss anything. Haven't checked the Great Review Part 1 yet, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. 6 minutes ago! Oh, jeez. Oh, rip. Alright, let me get this party rolling. Right, and we are officially, mind you, good to go. Alright guys, this is the first I will have been casting of Bronze League so far, so hopefully it lives up to the hype, or something. We will have Dennis, the proverbial menace, here to the southwest of Evacuation, and to the northeast in the yellow as the Japanese. It will be Masty James, UK3 American player. The Great American Hope. Okay, we missed nothing important. Thankfully, T90 still does a 3-vil start. Alright, so, aggressive hybrid map, 2 good aggressive hybrid civs. This is not with the new water balance, so no hulking action. Just fire ships. And a barracks on the way. Looks like Dennis is going to be playing more for the water. Lumber camp on the outside for him. And looks like this will be coming in for dock number 2. Of course, getting water control, super important on this map. There's the gold mine. And Masty James will be opening up here with some men-at-arms. Now, really, it's just going to be about how well you can defend yourself. So you can see here that already the men-at-arms cannot go through this angle. They'd have to go all the way around, which would buy a lot of time, and there's dock number 2. And Dennis is also going to be up faster thanks to the power of Persians. Alright. Nope, fire galleys? Oh, he just builds a barracks right there. Sees the militia coming in and decides to delay his fire ships just to get that barracks down. Well, one fire galley is at least on the way, and that is not yet in here for James. Archery range coming in for him. And no double bid-axe yet for Dennis either. Perhaps a little bit caught off guard here by the initial men-at-arms. Evening, morning. I'm doing alright. I worked hard yesterday to make sure that we got the Chronicles Review Part 1 out. And now I am rewarded by that by having to do it all over again. Flag is Hong Kong. A little corgi. Oh. Is perfectly symmetrical violence going to fail us again? Oh wait, the fishing ship! Oh, it doesn't even get there in time, rip. And it looks like a couple vills have died. Dash! I'm eating still. Uh-oh. Archer is on its way. There's one out already. Dennis loses a third Vil right there. Needs to use the power of Micro. Has a 1 HP scout coming in. Don't know how useful that's going to be. I guess it eats a shot. And yet it's enough for Dennis to stay alive for now. And again, he is Persians. He is already ahead in economy. Got 3 fire galleys to 1. And with those reinforcements coming in. Great video. Thanks. I haven't checked it yet, so it's like I'm always really nervous because, I mean, any video that I spend a lot of time on, you hope that it doesn't suck. I know, wild idea, but it's like, you know, you're always a little nervous. And yes, Dash is my dog. Named after Queen Victoria's dog. Notifications! Alright. Nope, fishing ships there are going to go down there for Masty James. And this is just a great example of how tough it is to get damage done with men-at-arms to justify their cost, especially if you're against a good eco-civ like Persians, right? Dennis is now going to be able to add in more fishing ships. He's got the faster working TCs to replenish lost villagers. And really, there's only a delta of +1 in terms of villager kills for Masty James in the first place. So right now, it's just Dennis powering ahead. How's it? Howitzer? It's all good. Spearman showing up over here. Actually, dead Bill. I mean, you have James here still trying to apply some pressure, but I just worry that he's just falling too far behind in economy. 800 resources behind, 5 fishing ships to 0. That dock is getting torched. There are no more. And Dennis is simply just going to click up to Castle Age a lot faster. Alright. And Masty James here getting cleaned up once again, as the oatmeal has been officially consumed. Yeah, this is old water. Otherwise, it would just be hulks constantly. Like, seriously, hybrid maps are going to go from, you know, the dance of fire ships and demo ships to literally just hulks. Because you'll never be able to actually go for galleys to counter them, and galleys still only counter them, you know, with micro and with numbers. And I mean, they do counter them in that situation, it's just, you know, you can never get there on a hybrid map. Ugh. Well, Castle Age is in. Knights are on the way. Yeah, upgrade them with the blacksmith. You have 1,000 hours in the game and not play a singular online match? There is no one correct way to enjoy AoE 2. Except CBA. If you're doing that, you're probably not enjoying AoE 2 the right way. Gappa. But what I love about AoE 2 multiplayer, and what it's my job and what I try to bring to you guys, is that you don't need to play the game at a high level or even play multiplayer at all to just enjoy the strategic depth of the game and just, how good people are at AoE 2 and how, uniquely they can express that skill. That's why I love this job. Just for the return of Rome DLC? Okay, maybe there are multiple incorrect ways to enjoy AoE 2. The more you think about it, right? Oh, now the corgi wants out. I open the door for him, and he literally goes out like 3 feet, and then just comes right back inside. $400 hours fixing Dark Age and micro stuff? I mean, you don't need to spend that much. So long as you have a Dark Age plan for Arabia, basically, like, you can... That's really all you need to get into multiplayer. I mean, I always would suggest, like, if you can get gold on most or if all of the Art of War scenarios, then you're probably ready for multiplayer. I mean, you'll still probably lose some games, but before you can get placed in your proper skill level, but, it's not too bad. Anyway, Dennis is crushing this. Dennis is just menacing all over Masty James. And I still stand by the fact that Dennis is the single least threatening name of all time. Like the terrifying overlord, Dennis. No, it just doesn't work. I mean, it's probably his English name, right? But the Horde of Dennis Khan. I'll type. Name me a name less threatening than Dennis. Tim. I mean, Tim is... But you have Tim the Enchanter. Also, Tim is my dad, so that immediately makes it just less threatening. Rudy, Marcel. I mean, those are just kind of normal names, yeah. Pablo. Yeah, but Pablo is the name of Pablo Sanchez, who is, like, the most overpowered character in video game history, so we're gonna have to go with no on that being, terrifying. I mean, yeah, sure, Pablo Escobar, but mostly Pablo Sanchez. Alright, GG. An aggressive hybrid map is really tough to go up against somebody who's a higher skill player than you. You can see Dennis is, 354 elo ahead of Masty James right now. Matthew is very non-threatening. My name is fine. I don't mind it, but inspiring fear, it does not. Shoals. Great. on. Where are you at? Ah! Boniface? What kind of a name is Boniface? Like Bonyface. Is that like Mr. Bony Pants guy from Borderlands? Okay, AoE2CM might be down or something? I don't know. Oh, nope, there it is. Oh, Latin name. Ah, I did not know that. In the Bundesliga? I'm afraid I don't follow the Bundesliga. All right, guys, here we are at game number 2. It will be the Woo for game 2. Not in the blue, because that will be Dennis. Ooh. That does make sense, yes. The name in Sunday school? Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Dravidians versus Woo, both very aggressive water civs, which is kind of interesting because the map is generally quite passive. The sea tower helps you defend your fish early on, but this version of Shoals does have deep fish in it. Not all versions of the map have deep fish in it whatsoever. So you can see here, it's still very much going to be worthwhile to fight over water early on. Bonus, yeah, that's a Capture Age plugin that I and I think most other AoE2 streamers have enabled at this point. Come on.
Sorry.
It's a very helpful plugin, I'm sure. Especially as there are so many civs in the game right now. The arch conservative? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty curmudgeonly curmudgeon. And sometimes TUS is even more curmudgeonly than I am. And then sometimes I'm more curmudgeonly than him. It really is a race to the bottom. If it was possible, I would install the old graphics if it was possible, man. Curmudgeon? A curmudgeon is like a grouchy old person. The left side party in the AoE2 community? Yeah. I mean, unlike my own real-life political beliefs, I'm an AoE2 conservative. I don't like change. I don't like new things. Griskram? That sounds like it would be a good word for it. The water rework? I don't have an opinion yet. I haven't seen enough of it. Although I am worried that Hulks are too good. Boar's killing TCs? Exactly! As to, you know, do I really prefer Woo over Dravidians or Dravidians over Woo? This boar woke nonsense. Exactly. You have the liberal elite over at Forgotten Empires thinking that they know what the common man wants. SMH, man. Yeah, I think I just don't like Wu in this situation because I never, I like will never prefer the Three Kingdom civs over Dravidians. I feel like Dravidians have very good answers to everything that Wu do, though. Wu aren't really going to outboom Dravidians, and Dravidian has really strong infantry to deal with Gen Swordsmen, and then in late game, I feel like it's just very difficult to push Dravidians on a map like this. Now, there is, of course, the mobility aspect, and Dravidians are very slow. Wu have decent cavalry. The opposition axis? Yeah, it's, you know, my civs, my choice. I don't take this, I don't take these people wanting to include their 9-vil starts. The Overton window? What? Manual reseating of farms? Oh, like you can't even queue up farms at the mill, like Age of Kings style? Oh boy. That's fine. You can just click through your Idleville hotkey. Yeah, auto queue vills is where I put my foot down. We don't do that here in AoE 2. It's my window? Ah. Ah, I see. Frogs is the... Well, they're turning the frogs gay! Oh my goodness. Anyway, nothing happening in this game so far. Massey James is ahead though in economy, so good start for him. Got the fishing ships out early, I imagine. No, fire archers do get bonus damage versus ships, but the thing is fire archers themselves, like, they need to attack the ships from the shoreline. But I less worry about dealing with the Dravidian Navy as I do dealing with the Dravidian land army. It should just be a lot better. Bombard cannons, onagers, siege onagers. I mean, you can get to siege onager on this map. There's a gajillion gold on it. It just isn't something that the Wu deal with. And now, Dennis! Oh, Dennis menacing all over those ships, man. Skirmishers, swordsmen, like, just feels like Dravidians have the better army across the board. Except for cavalry, of course, but this isn't really a very mobility-centric map. Anyway, Masty James is on his way to Lage des Chateaux. Gonna get some fire galleys in there. Would like to see some vills coming forward, though, to get TC up on the side. He's going to mark it on the way for Dennis, and he will be clicking up relatively soon, and of course with a better eco in sort of the medium run. Although if this was on the new water, the fishing ships would have just garrisoned inside the dock. And now Dennis coming in with the barracks, and what I kind of like from this with Masty James is that if you expand onto the map super early, it's not like Dravidians have a very fast army to try and stop you. You need to come forward with like a siege workshop, which honestly sort of pigeonholes you a little bit in terms of your strategies. That said, Massey James is going to be adding TCs here at the back. Getting Bowsaw. Getting more galley. You might even squeeze out a quick careening if you really feel like it. But yeah, you obviously need to do something, otherwise these fishing ships are gonna wreck ya. Lodge de Chateau sounds like an upscale motel chain. Yeah, basically. Anyway, fire ships are coming in. Not new water. Fire ships are no longer faster. Can you believe it, guys? 0.2 speed faster. It's wild. What's the difference between? The difference between a spearman and a war wagon in terms of extra movement speed? Guys, they're still equal. Well, remember that Master James had the more economically oriented build early on, and it's only now that Dennis is really going to be getting far ahead. Anyway, going to be focusing down the fishing ships, but good demo raft hits right there. Still saving some of them. Of course, the villager count is going to catch up very shortly. Forging upgrade coming in as well, but there really isn't any presence out on the map here for Dennis to harass. And so, just keep on booming, man. Second TC on the way now for Dennis. Still going after the fishing ships. I mean, it's not like one fire ship for one fishing ship is exactly a great deal. So that feels a little wasteful. Oh no, the fishing ship's sailing right into the maw of death. Except the fire ship wasn't paying attention and now it's just going to die for free. A little bit sloppy there from Masty. A little bit sloppy. Well, Scout Cav running around. It's still 3 TCs to 2. Massey James is, you know, probably going to boomerang back out to an economic lead in the not too distant future, especially since he also has Bowsaw. The fish die, oh no. No, he doesn't even have careening yet. Anyway, Dennis taken control right back of water. Massey James simply threw away too many ships. Now, he is mining stone. Again, would like to see you expand to the side sooner rather than later. Lightcap still here with a forward presence. Got Town Watch incoming. Outpost coming up on the side, but you can see Dennis now is going to be moving forward. He can secure this TC area, the gold mine spot. Oh no, actually it's going to be for a siege workshop, so he does want to take things a bit more aggressive. He also has not added in any more fishing ships, just has the 3 still. There aren't too many deep fish yet, but still, you know, some fishing ships are better than no fishing ships. And the war galleys are, of course, going to be bombarding the shoreline. Nasty is still pretty far away from a castle. Only just now is the first barracks coming in. That said, he is taking a bit of a resources lead, but is still extremely far behind in resources destroyed. Dennis is also out here on the map starting to pick up relics. He's got 2 monks out already. And that siege workshop is going to be something that you're gonna need something to deal with. Now, of course, you can just make some Qian swordsmen, and they'll be very good against siege. But, 1, you have to be worried about the ships nearby, and 2, of course, there are already monks on the field as well. Husbandry coming in, because for some reason, Cervidians have that upgrade. And there's the first Qian swordsman on its way. And this is likely going to be a situation where Masty is going to want to expand over here to the west, knowing that his opponent has a presence built up here to the east. Good old scale mail armor. Still a little far off from the castle, though. 3rd TC also coming in at the back, so neither player really pushing the middle. There is 1 monk nearby. He just 2 Qian swordsmen for now. Another mangonel is on its way. How horses work. It's always something. More farms coming in here for Masty James. And I mean, the resources are still doing fine. Of course, I like the wheelbarrow upgrade for Dennis. Masty does have plenty of farms himself at this point. Really should be getting that upgrade. And now a stable coming in as well, but here we go. Oh no, Insta. Oh, unlucky there. And now the Qian swordsman coming in, gonna snipe the Vils before they build the stable, and oh no, that was a rough engagement there for Dennis. He will get one Qian swordsman there, which is something. Now the Men-at-Arm upgrade comes in, and yes, Dravidians do have great swordsmen to deal with the Qian swordsman. But that, of course, just opens it up for Matthew James to go for his own swordsman, which beat the Dravidian swordsman. Oh, yeah, of course, the Qian swordsmen have a lot of armor. Ships don't do that much. Meanwhile, barracks coming up here to the north. Houses to the east, I guess. And Masty James is fighting his way back in here. 800 more resources collected for now, although and not having wheelbarrow is very painful at this point. Or even heavy plow with all the farms that are getting seeded. It's not like Blue has that many farms by comparison. 2 oak? Exactly. Yeah, it should be easy. No, what is this luck for Dennis? Oh, unfortunate, man. Long swordsman coming in. Like I said, the Dravidian infantry is going to be good here, but it does open up Masty James just to go for his own infantry, and he has the better infantry with the HP regeneration. This is a thing that's happening. Another Mangonel out. So you're going to need to deal with that in some capacity. And Imperial Age is on the way here for Masty James. Doing a much better job in this game overall. Like I said, aggressive hybrid maps are really rough to play if you're the underdog. Now, he is going to need to figure some way to get back out here onto the water. You don't want to just not have control of this for the entire game. And more Qian swordsmen incoming. Now, he did, I think, see the long swordsman, so I'm kind of surprised he's not switching into his... Okay, now he's making art. Why? Just... You're already getting infantry upgrades, dude. Just make swordsmen. Am I crazy? Like, you literally have the better swordsman. Just seems like it would be way easier than trying to do a 180 tech switch into archers, which aren't even that good here for the Civ. Like I said, the swordsmen, they crush the Qian swordsmen. Castle up over here to the west. Of course, the Qian swordsmen are great raiders. Nasty. Wanna do something? There you go. Good old Uncle Seaton. Alright, defensive castle is on its way, and some Vils might go down, but it's not the end of the world. Siege workshops, 2 of them, in fact, coming in, of course. Need those traction trebs to push Dravidians. Or any Civ. Maybe he's going fire archers, but I don't know. Fire archers are just so unimpressive. Not too sure what Masty's doing. I mean, he's in Imp, but he doesn't have any resources. You do get the 2 extra attack for the Qian Swordsman in Imperial Age, but right now it feels like Masty's just not really spending his resources very effectively at all. I mean, you're getting Squires and Ballistics, neither of which you need the Imperial Age for. There's a Traction Treb on the way. Handcart now coming in here for Dennis. It's 22 army to 0. And now even an Armored Elephant is going to be coming in. Crossbowman? I don't know, guys. Like, why go for bad archers without Thumb Ring or even the last armor upgrade when you can literally just make your own swordsman? It feels like one of those things is like very significantly easier and more powerful than the other. Anyway, here we go. Do you have Bodkin in? And I'm certainly not going to hate on that against, you know, for your defensive TC. Vills are going to try and punch down the Armored Elephant. It does not have any armor upgrades, but you're going to be losing Vills here in the process. Also, 4 TCs to 3, remember. Oh, no. A wolf costume? I don't really like Halloween. It does fit with my anti-fun persona, though, so, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I like chocolate. Got some chocolate bars of various types for the kiddos, but I don't really like dressing up and going out and doing that stuff. I mean, you gotta go do something, man, Masty. He's just gonna have to abandon that TC location. Bracer is in, I guess. But now we got ranges coming in here for Masty James. Or, sorry, for Dennis. Lower level turn. Lower level. In what context? It's Bronze League, right? So it's the 3rd highest league, but I mean, this is still 2K6. Just feels like the macro is really falling off here for Masty James. Imp on the way now here for Dennis, and of course, not having all your eco upgrades really does impact that. I'm just still not super sure why Masty didn't just make infantry. Castle coming up here to the side, of course. Dennis isn't going to actually be short in terms of resources. Can move his eco. Something we see very commonly on this map, especially with water control. So, him? Well, of course they would. Because my mechanics are bad. Nasty. No! What Arabia Cup? I didn't hear about no Arabia Cup. Alright, traction trebs are coming forward. Longsword's been doing some raiding. More are on the way. Would love a Vil here to repair. Man, aren't those traction trebs just so devastating? It's like if this was against any other Civ other than, you know, Wei and Shu, the castle will be down so long. From their boot camp? I didn't know there was an Onimaru boot camp. I guess I just don't know anything. Moral of the story is I'm clueless. I don't see anything going on right now. Alright. Castle taking 8,000 damage and is just fine. Like, I do know the situations that the traction trebs are broken. I've seen it before. But, like, they're so bad. Do you think I read my own Discord? No, the last couple days I've been, like, really grinding out my my Chronicles review, so I really haven't been too plugged into any news in the AoE community. Oh, it's the thirstiest ship in AoE too! Oh, look at it. It's the thirsty Therosadai. Now he's going to try and change his angle to be focused more inland. But like Archer plus GN Swordsman, honestly, a lot of champions with even some skirmishers feels like it's going to crush that. Indeed, the famous Wikipedia ship. If we ever get to Dynasties of India with my History of the Sims video, we are absolutely talking about that. Well, the thing is, they actually are almost impossible to stop in high numbers, but, like... so many things are hard to stop in high numbers. Oh, bombard there. Getting low. Well, I mean, you have all the momentum already. You're still trying to make that tech switch happen, but I don't think this is going to stand up at all to the skirmisher plus champion composition. And this push is happening way too slowly. Now, what I do like is that you're pressuring the archery ranges, which makes the skirmishers obviously much more difficult to make work. A hero could save them? Indeed. Anyway, almost all the blacksmith upgrades in here for the Dravidians. A bonus for skirms? I mean, they're the best civ in the game because they have the best skirms, but, you know, other than that. Alright, Arb is coming in. Cannon Galleon's also starting to bombard from the shoreline. You can also start sieging up from this angle as well. And you can see Masty just really falling behind here in resources. But honestly, like, Dennis has been taking some very bad fights he hasn't really needed to. Now that castle is under threat from the Cannon Galleon, it's basically just Arbs right now. And this should all get cleaned up. We have the best skirms. Guys, how much do you want to bet there's a comment on my my review video when I talk about how bad the Thracians are that say, oh, Thracians are actually a really good civ, and you just, you know, you're not high IQ enough to understand the intricacies of the civ. Maybe probably the same with Macedonians. Oh, Phalangites are really a super good unit. You just have to be really strategic with them. On my YouTube, yeah. Tactical? Who knows, man? Who knows what the unwashed masses say? Anyway, yeah, look, that 6% difference in eco-efficiency. And I really think that with just a bit better macro and some, you know, a swordsman switch. And yeah, I think he probably would have been a lot better. It'll just look how far behind in everything. And it's just the drip, the drop in macro. Dennis is a guy, at least as far as I know. All right, the Menace is up to. I've never heard of Dennis as a female name. All right, Fortified Clearing is going to be the next map, guys. I'm going to get some coffee. Yeah, Denise is very much a female name, but... yeah, Denise is different than Dennis. Although maybe they have the same root. D-Nice, indeed. Isn't that from the Key and Peele hit? What do I think of the Peru? Yeah. The way. Uh-oh, confidential. Request your Anno 117 Pax Romana review key today. Do not share. Oh no. So confidential. Especially when I haven't signed any agreement. And so it's not actually confidential at all. Scam? I don't know. I think the Anno series is a real series. Anyway, match point here. Dennis gonna be menacing this map with the way here to the south, and in the yellow as the Ketons to the northwest. It will be Massey James. Both these civs are very strong and aggressive. Not really what I think of for a closed map, though, so that's kind of odd. People like this? Probably. In a trench coat? That does check out. Do I live in Chicago? I live in the Chicago area. Ethan Ball. Armindu. Melcha. I po swoją. Alright, very early barracks here from Dennis. Yeah, I mean, I would just think you wall up and play fast castle. I mean, you still have to wall and like maybe go for like scouts or something to keep your opponent honest, as I like to say. Ancient setting in the yep. But it's not like there have been a ton of ancient setting things in AoE 2. I mean, it's mostly just AoE 1, and AoE 1 didn't have India as one of the 4 regions. I guess AOM is also ancient, to be fair. Is it Peru in South America? Yes, the Peruvians. Leary's home country, right? Anyway, the thing with Peru is that they basically do their 2 unique units well and nothing else. Which is, like, alright, because that's, like, an actual army composition, but it's still not great. Having a 2 population unit's really annoying. Oh! No loom! Oh, no! No. That's rough. Real rough, in fact. Got the first pasture on the way. Now his milk will be able to be kept safe for much longer. Archery range incoming. But yeah, getting the early villager kill is already a very nice win here for Dennis. And the men-at-arms are coming in. Again, normally this isn't the play for this map. So Naval Civ, I don't think they're... I mean, they're not... I'm pretty sure literally none of the civs... like, if there was to be a ranked Chronicles ladder, literally you'd always pick Athenians on water maps. I don't think any of the other civs are even close to as good as Athenians. Oh, but I'm still here applying pressure, but Masty James is taking a bit of a resources lead here in the short run, but actually just now is double bit axe coming in, so only just now getting that extra eco. Bugs that will be considered... Wait, what? Was? Alright, so probably stable plus market, or stable plus blacksmith. There's the market. So, the men-at-arms, they're causing a bit of a ruckus, but nothing too drastic. Remember, this is after Masty lost a villager. There's the stable. We'll need to make a third vill here in Feudal Age. I mean, it's not ideal, but... I mean, this is far from unwinnable, right? You're going to have to cast lights very significantly faster. Wait, right now they're being researched instantly? The new balance? Oh my god. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know that patching a game is really tough. Like, the logistics of getting out a patch are very tough for any game. That said, it feels like AoE 2 patching is, like, so unnecessarily slow. Thalassocracy starts, I think, in a few days? This weekend. No, wait, this weekend is, like, now. I don't know. Like, maybe early next week. Alright, fletching coming in. No scouts on the way yet. No arson in. No arson around. I don't know Bodler. I know nothing of game design. Well, I mean, game development. I think I actually know quite a bit about game design. Ego moment. Well, specifically AoE 2 game design. I can't really claim to know much about any other game design. It is indeed a long tourney. But KOTD is December, right? So this is like the November tournament alongside TTL, which will just kind of, I think, exist. All right, got some steppies on the way, so they'll be able to clean up all those units. And you're getting the extra TC down, so Masty's honestly doing just fine. Again, it's a bad start for him, and now he's actually falling behind in economy because Dennis has such a big Vill lead. But in theory, he should be able to get that back. Especially if he can, like, pick up the Bowsaw upgrade, get a third TC in at least a semi-reasonable time. I mean, he's probably okay. Probably. Alright. 3-step Lancers should be enough. The bearded axe? What do you mean? This isn't an S-tier tournament, it's an A-tier tournament. Basic stuff? I really don't know. In the new... On the Thalassocracy Cup patch? I mean, I'm not on that patch right now. I guess just double-checking to make sure that he is not following it up with anything. But yeah, honestly, like, I was more hyped for the early stages of Lingyan Cup than I was about the semis and finals. Fedex versus Gabi, isn't that the next set? Because if it is, then yes, I will cast that. And then, also, is the Ape Descendant a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I hope it is. It's just like everything felt so predictable. And honestly, there weren't really any upsets in the tournament at all. Alright, clean up there. Third TC on the way here for Masty James. He's going to be catching up in the villager count here. Eton Eco is, of course, fantastic over the course of a game, but you have a big, big hole that you have to climb yourself out of. Look at this chart here. This blue line is way above this yellow line. AoE 2? I don't know. I really don't know. I think a part of it also has to do with the meta being kind of stale. Is the line good? The line is good. Absolutely. We are pro line on this stream. Alright, so you have the stable over there. Gonna be going for your Shenbei Raiders. Second TC immediately on the way here for Dennis. How old am I? I'm 28. Anyway, more relevant eco upgrades on the way, and Dennis's eco is still going to be humming along. Also, Bosaw, much faster than for James. Nepalese and Tibetans? Don't think that's going to happen. Guys, the Toguts are literally related to the Tibetans. Do you think that the devs are going to add them? Think, man! Another thing, early behind and come back in castle is basically never just 20 minutes of waiting for the GG early castle. Yeah, that's true. Added them? Well, it's not about, oh, they're related to an existing save. It's about, are they related to a political hot button topic that World's Edge is not going to want to get involved in at all? Anyway, wheelbarrow coming in for both. Still a slight build lead here for Masty James. But he just needs to get that eco efficiency humming, and it looks like he is at this point. And he's got 4 runners, so that is all very well done. It's just 2 TCs here for blue. But remember that the issue for Ketons is that they generally prefer going up against melee civs as opposed to ranged civs. So the extra attack upgrades help. It's where missing bloodlines is less of an issue. Which is entertaining? Exactly. I don't know. It feels like there's a degree of fun that's missing right now in AoE 2 competitive. Like, I don't know. The late Voobly days, early DE days felt like there was fun stuff happening. People were trying different things. But it feels like everything has just been standardized to a T. But it's not even about equal balance. I mean, I think part of it's the fact that all the civs do basically the same thing right now, right? Skirmishers, cav archers. Just defend. Never commit to anything. I mean, you have games where people just never go gold units, right? Anyway, 10 build lead here for Masty James. He's caught back up here. Yeah, I think map design also plays a role there. But I do think that there is something about, like, most of the newer civs having, like, all the important text, right? The percentage of civs that have Halb, that have Bracer, that have, you know, a mostly complete blacksmith tech tree, I feel like it's a lot higher. I had to play different? Yep. Is Black Forest original random map? Or broken? Yeah, I don't know. It feels like something is missing. I wish I had a better, you know, way of explaining it. Other than the fact that it just feels like there's a degree of fun that's missing. Ketons are actually the first civ to have a complete blacksmith since African Kingdoms. It's just that, like, it's usually most of the important techs. Play the map? Yep. Yep. Anyway, handcart's in for both players. A little bit of just dancing back and forth. I don't know about this, guys. I guess he didn't have Loom. It's always going to be tempting to go for that, but... Yeah, it feels like Massey James, even in the last game, was a little too willing to just take bad fights to try and snipe like a villager. Most important thing is to not throw away your units. The second most important thing is getting value out of your units. Alright, Imp is on the way. Now, Ketons are a fairly bad post-Imp civ. And you're building the wall? Yeah. Well, the villagers always consider what side of the wall they need to be on and just go on the opposite side, so they always wall themselves out. Them's the rules. Anyway, need to see a defensive castle come in here pretty soon. Step Lancers are here on the outside. Note that, no, Dennis never got the walls fully off. Do I drink fizzy drinks? I don't drink a ton of soda. I mean, I like it occasionally, but I don't drink that much. I mostly just drink water, other than coffee in the morning and tea in the evening. Dentist said so? Yeah, it's definitely not good for your teeth. Wait, but the Ketons and Wei literally don't exist in the same time frame. Alright, Steppies are here. They do have +2 defense at the very least. Thumbring about to be in. I mean, we're looking at 2 civs with a really bad post-imp. It's really hard to judge these things. That said, I feel like gold control could be a very real issue right now for Masty James. You got some Haguan Cav here in the back. They're going to be performing pretty well versus the Step Lancers. But yeah, it's just that lack of gold income right now. I mean, again, he's thrown away, it feels like, a lot of gold units. And indeed, the resources destroyed are heavily in favor of our local menace named Dennis. Other than the no trebs thing, I mean, that feels like an important little detail just to sort of gloss over like that. DDR politicians, yeah. It's like, on the one hand, oh, asymmetrical balance is so lame. And then on the other hand, or, like, we need more asymmetrical balance. And then on the other hand, what on earth are these sims without trebs doing? Alright, +4 defense coming in. Elite Step Lancer as well. No Ordo Cavalry yet. Still not really something you can afford at the moment as Masty James. But obviously it's a lot easier to keep the Xianbei Raiders alive. Also, Heavy Haguan coming in as well. It's a very cheap upgrade. Although the numbers are still... I mean, it's, honestly, Dennis's numbers are fairly low in general. Remember, Masty James does have the better eco at this point, although he still needs to get that farm upgrade. Gonna try and get some walls in over here. Honestly, I prefer that these were light cav as opposed to Step Lancers. Just less of an investment. Because you just need to start taking some efficient fights sooner or later. And preferably sooner. Ah, there's Ordo Cavalry. Oh, no, that's Mingwang armor. I mean, Mingwang armor is going to be huge. Need to see Ordo Cavalry. Really, really helps out the survivability of these units, which is their biggest weakness right now due to lacking bloodlines. The Cavalier equivalent? I mean, it's still that extra HP. That's the most important thing. And now you can have Mingwang armor for your 10 melee armor. Guys, Step Lancers only have 15 attack. Way unique units. The Tiger Cav is an anti-archer unit that's really snowbally, and the Xianbei Raider is a crappy Cav archer. Oh, Mingwang armor is 4 extra melee armor. Or is it 4? Yeah, 4 extra melee armor, and Tunxian is passive food income. Anyway, here we go. Castle has to be canceled for now. Step Lancers are charging in. Mingwang armor is for all mounted units. Includes the Xianbei Raiders who have 8 melee armor for some reason. I mean, they only have 60 HP, but... Anyway, here we go. The Step Lancers are coming in. Heavy Camel here as well. Dennis's name. I can't do that in my game. It's only for you guys on Twitch. Hey, look at his real trebuchets. None of these fake trebuchets. Actual real trebuchets. Yeah, Heavy Camel is going to be essential here. A lot of steppies that don't have Ordo Cavalry research. The eco balance is also pretty bad, honestly. Way too many on wood, not enough on food, not enough farm upgrades or pasture upgrades. Camel Traps? Camel Traps can be nice for countering the Traction Traps because they're a lot faster, but they do have less range, so it's still kind of tricky. Are they real? I mean, they didn't fire from the camels. They were basically trebuchets that were transported around by camels. It's just like how ballista elephants were technically real, but it wasn't. They were firing the ballistas from the back of the elephants. They were transporting them with elephants. A little bit of creative liberties needed to be taken, you know? No, Heavy Camel's in. Description on its way. Right now it's all Haiguang and Xianbei. It is a double gold army composition, even if it is cheaper on the gold cost. What, do people just like not watch Twitch anymore because of ads? There's Tinshan coming in. The Heavy Haiguang are coming in for a counterattack. Again, I really wish we had Ordo Cavalry in. It's a very good upgrade. It's not that expensive. It's like, what, 600 food, 300 gold? Yeah, exactly. Okay, all of the trebuchets have been sniped, but that came at a very heavy cost for Dennis. Those walls are in successfully. Those are over here. There's Ordo Cav. And more trebuchets are, of course, going to be on the Trebu Way. At least Ketons are a real civ, you know? You know what I mean, guys? Oh, it's a mounted trebuchet. Fog. A real civ? I mean, they play like an actual AoE 2 civ. They feel like an AoE 2 civ, you know what I mean? Alright, Heavy Haiguang are here, but so are the Heavy Camels. That's a lot of Xianbei Raiders, though. Is it going to be enough here for Dennis? That's a huge bottleneck. Remember, that's blue Siege Workshop. It's not like yellow can just delete it. Because, of course, these two civs have the same exact architecture set. Way are kind of boring. Alright, Hald is coming in. Gonna be very necessary here. Is it gonna be enough? But yeah, look at this HP, guys. Gonna be going down way slower. Alright, snipe there. Dennis's army seems to be coming into full force. I mean, the production is literally right here. Trip thing? I mean, it's like you're still just making your unique units, right? those units are trapped! Oh no! How on earth did they get trapped like that? That's kind of surprising. Second castle's in. I guess two-man saw's on the way. Refuses to get farm upgrades. Feels bad, man. And the castle falls, guys, and Masty not ready to go into that sweet night just yet. More Step Lancers coming in. And still looking pretty good here for Masty. Those stables are now going to slowly get demolished, and, I mean, I guess, Dennis isn't throwing in the towel yet, but now the resources destroyed is heavily going to be in favor of Masty James, who can start to mix in some anti-Halb units. I would personally go with the Elite Liao Dao, and that is exactly what he's doing. It makes just tons of sense in my opinion. He also has 5 relics. He has middle map control. He's got more gold income. No reason not to. Yeah, I mean, the Liao Dao just clobber the Halbs. Also, they look cool. Very important factoid. Yeah, Treb's just kind of trading with each other there. But yeah, basically, Masty just needs to make sure he has the appropriate tech switch in when he needs it, which is exactly what he's doing right now, and he should be just fine. You have to be careful about the Xianbei Raiders, though, because, of course, they will do quite well against Liao Dao, especially if you don't have all the upgrades in. So right now, Trebuchet behind the castle to help snipe the traction Trebuchets, I think. All right, now you just get +4 defense, and then you probably can just take the fight then in there. Once +4 is in. You should be able to buy enough time for that. I mean, also you need to get +4 defense. There we go. That's all right. Long run, absolutely. In an ideal world, you're already getting that set up, but you know, keep your eye on the prize right now. This is still the most important area that you can't afford to lose. Lamellar armor is going to be a nice one on top of it. But here we are, guys. The Liao Dao are incoming. This is an actually very expensive army. That is quite powerful. You don't quite have +4 in yet. But the Liao Dao should probably still obliterate everything. Yep. Castle might go down. Nah, castle's fine. Yeah, this is not something you stop right here. There we go. The actual Liao Dao only have 1 kill on them. All the other units are actually getting the final blow, but the Liao Dao are there to tank and, of course, deal that nice bleed damage. It's like playing my bleed Vex build in Borderlands. Trying to get a Siphon Amp shield, but no. Yeah, the Lancers definitely, you know, they have the faster attack speed. They're able to poke over the shoulders of the other units. Makes sense. More Trebs are trebbing, but yeah, wish we had Siege Engineers, wish we had more eco upgrades, but again, these are the things that would be very important in winning a closer game. But Masty James here is still working towards the win, right? He's got a battering ram over there, so again, he's getting there. Yeah, Jurchens are the ones with the faster attacking cap. A lot of production buildings here for Dennis, but I don't really think it's going to help you out all that much. Also, preparing a tech switch into Hussars as well would be very helpful. Oh, wait, don't throw away the castle, though. Well, that's a bit of the S word right there. Still, you're going to be out of castles here as blue. You're probably still super dead. Yeah, GG called. Would the castle even go down with that shot? 175, so 225. Nope, it wouldn't even die to that shot. LOL! Anyway, Masty James getting the win there, and honestly, very well done for him. He had a rough start losing a villager. Able to power through, though, with the 3TC boom. Yes, there are some things that I would like to see him do to, to sort of take that game to the next level, but you know what? In this setting right here, you win the game that's in front of you, and that's exactly what Masty James was able to do, and he did so fairly decisively, too. It's just the teacher in me, I guess, that, wants to see players take it to the next level. Always want to see people improve. Oh, it's winning Fortified Clearing, losing Shoals, and Dennis with two very aggressive maps, much, much different. Right, that is Keaton's winning, and Japanese losing, and Wu losing, and Wei winning, and... Or no, wait, losing, Dravidian's winning, and Persian's winning. All right, minute 45. My costume, I didn't really do Halloween. I have candy for the kids. All right, minute and 10 seconds, guys. Forty seconds. Alrighty. Jungle swamp. Get out of me swamp. So we'll have Dennis here in the blue as the Malay to the west, and to the east in the yellow as the Magyars. Still has his tournament life on the line, but he has gotten a win on the board. It is Masty James. So, Malay, kind of an interesting pick because the map is so open. Yes, they still have a good eco. Yes, it's very much an open map. Very, very open. But you do have this pond here. Not that it's like, oh, it's time for a big old Malay fish boom. But I guess it's just the fact that Malay are such a strong, well-rounded civ, in terms of everything except cavalry, that... I mean, you can just play them anywhere and they're going to be very good. Another instance of the civ just being overtuned, in my opinion. Apa Shastyanyana Baniga. So, pushing the deer. Living his life. Gear's, of course, just going to be the more aggressive land civ in general. Ugh. Well, gets the kill there. And Massey James is at the very least going to be opening with a dock. So, yeah, I mean, both players are. But obviously, you'd expect Malay to do that. Gears, maybe you just try and go aggressive on the land. But no, Massey James going to be at least going for a dock here in the short run. Fishing ship on the way. Ooh, also, since we have a bit of time now, I can do story time. So, as an American college graduate, went to a private university, I'm in a lot of the student debt. And now that I'm not, I've graduated, I'm no longer in school, I have to pay back the debt, right? So first, I need to pay back my private loans that I had to take out, which have like an 11% interest rate, and generally not pay off the government ones, which have a much lower interest rate at like 4.9% or something. However, I initially got a forbearance on my loan because, I'm poor, from the government, so I could only pay back one student loan at a time, so because it's like $320 a month or something for my private loan. But that just ended for my government forbearance loan. So they're like, hey, yeah, you need to owe us like $900 right now and another $320 a month. So that isn't fun. So I had to spend like an hour yesterday going through like 10,000 different government websites and accounts and programs just to try and get another forbearance on my loan. That is at least going to last a little while longer, so I don't have to pay $640 to $50 a month on my student loans. Which at least I can get rid of in the short run, but because the bill that would have killed student loan interest failed in America, because why give college graduates anything? My interest is still accruing all of this time, so it actually it says that my student loans for the government are going to be paid off by 2050. So don't you worry, guys. By the time I am checks notes 53, I will have paid off my student loans for the government. Hopefully I will have paid off my my private loans much sooner. And paying them back and getting a return on investment. Well, I mean, the idea was that I was going to a very good school, so I would get a job right out of college. So, yeah, that just hasn't happened yet, despite my best efforts. Get a good paying job with my good degree. It's just, when I went in for my degree, I didn't anticipate that when I graduated, Trump would be in charge and he would have just completely axed most of the foreign, the civilian foreign infrastructure in the government, which also caused all of the businesses that deal with anything in that field to cut their jobs because it's not a priority of the government right now, so they aren't really going to be looking for big government contracts. So yeah, that's my life. That's my life right now, guys. But at the very least, again, for the time being, I only need to pay like 320 some odd dollars a month for my private student loan. I am very, very slowly chipping away at that. Because again, it's still an 11% interest, so it's like almost all of what I'm paying just covers the interest on the loan and not the loan itself. Our criminal? It sure is. Not that I have a choice. So yeah, that and doing the whole, you know, finishing my review for the grand campaign. That was my day yesterday. They really ran it up. Yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean, I know people who have almost 20% on their interest because, again, what are they gonna do? It's like the cost of college degrees is rapidly like being inflated, but the value of a college degree is also deflating because like everyone has a degree. And it's like, okay, now if I'm also going to go for my master's at some point, that's going to be another whole thing. Nice kill there, but the scouts are obviously trapped. More archers and spearmen. Tilt, you won water here as our blue player, so he's up by 5 vills. Also in part because you're Malay. Faking my own death? Yeah, seriously.
Have you considered faking your own death?
Just move to another country. I don't know if my student loans follow me, though. It's inane. I mean, what's ridiculous is the fact that America still has, like, the vast majority of the top universities in the world. And yet, it's so ridiculously expensive for anyone to go there. Like, we have really good infrastructure, and we have, a ton of talent, I guess, in that regard, but it's, like... It's basically, like, just for rich people all over the world, I guess. Want to pay the initial loan and just added... yeah, I mean, I'm just... It's tough, man. I mean, it's basically just criminal highway robbery, but again, it's like, you don't really have a choice. Academic output? Oh, yeah. I mean, personally, I think academic gatekeeping is one of the most stupid things ever. And as somebody who went to a elitist East Coast institution, as my dad says, is like, yeah, one of the most ridiculous things ever. It's, I don't know. It's just very frustrating. But I got candy for the kiddos, don't you worry. We had a lot of rich kids? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, not a whole lot happening so far, but Dennis is probably irrevocably ahead because of the power of Malay and all that. But I think, you know, if I go for my master's, I would want to do it in a situation where, like, my job or the government pays for me to do a master's program, which I would be certainly willing to do. Master cost the same? I think masters are still cheaper than bachelors here. do that for student loans. Yeah, I think they have a breakdown like that for sure. Okay, well that's good. A little bit of an overforge right there. A music major. I mean, it's all about what you plan on doing with your degree, right? I mean, really, I think that there is no actual degree that feels like a golden ticket. It's like when I was growing up, it was all about engineers. Oh, you get an engineering degree, it's like a, you know, your golden ticket to a great job. And I know plenty of engineering majors who are struggling. And now it's computer science. Like, oh yeah, but now there's like a ton of computer science majors, and I know people in that field who are struggling as well to get a job. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely my understanding. Gonna snag the villager before the monastery's in. Nicely done there. Again, I just worry that the eco differential's too great. Second TC also coming up to the west here. Apa shasayana baniga. AI and layoffs? Yep. Yep. But I feel like that's the case in general right now, where it's just really tough to get an entry-level job. Like Ellie, if you remember her, she just got a job like very, very easily and transferring in her field. And that was, I'm sure, in no small part because she was already in a pretty good position. That she was able to sort of upgrade herself that way. Splat. Yeah, good hit there. Hello, why don't you say hi? The Barrow of Wheeling is on its way. And you know what, guys? Credit here to Massey James. He is taking much better fights this game. Issue, though, is still the eco, as it always is with Malay. And the Muma kill is ready for battle. Alright, all about the micro here. I like that there's a Vil on standby to repair. Oh, but you have to pay attention now. The archers get the extra volley off. Very well done by our local menace, but... Oh, that's going to be a kill. What? How is that not a kill? How is that second shot not a kill? And there are tons of Vils there with which to repair, and okay, I guess that all evens out. More mangonels on the way. But again, Dennis is just better able to sustain these trades with his significantly better economy. Even grabbing heavy plow, he's getting husbandry, he's adding in the third town center. And I feel like even if these guys take relatively even fights, it's just Masty going to be falling further and further and further behind until the end of time. He's just not really going anywhere militarily either. I mean, maybe the TC will kill the elephant before it kills the mangonel, but that's still very expensive. Mangonel already taking 84, 96. 108 damage. I mean, this map has given us some good games, but, I mean, the issue is that this is just 300 elo apart. And the fact that Masty was even able to take a game is already very, very impressive. Second elephant has hit the catapult, indeed. 3 TCs to 2. 69 Vils with better eco upgrades. I mean, our Malay player is cruising. Ooh, gets the kills there. Them emu strats, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really a strat. He actually just played well in the last game. Trying to add in another TC there, but again, Dennis's eco is completely untouched. Masty's not really been able to actually cross the map since early Castle Age. As this push just can't stop, won't stop. Good attack round there. Elo, yeah. Old man, why don't you say hi? There you go. You know, it's kind of weird. Like, America has a lot of, like, 2K to 2K3 players. I feel like we definitely punch above our weight class when it comes to, like, semi-pro or, you know, high-level casual player, or however you want to call it. But we just don't have anyone at the top end. I don't know, is Daniel even very active these days? Don't really see him play all that much. Anyway, Dennis just way too far ahead in economy. I mean, he's the better player, right? It's exactly what you would expect. Impressive, though, for Masty to even take a game, though. And it wasn't a gimmick game. Like, he just played well in that game. All right. So, what's the other series? Fedex versus Gabi. Mr. Dog! Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right. My chair is broken. One of the wheels fell off. We literally rocked it till the wheels fell off. It's fat? Absolutely. It's not at all the fact that it's a cheap IKEA chair and is like, what, 6 years old, I think? It's because I don't have a DX Racer chair. Seriously, able to fix it in no time? Yeah, seriously. Update the stream title. Alrighty. Hopefully we'll get into this in a moment. So many notifications! Here we are. Known issues in the Thalassocracy 2 branch. All mule cart technologies were being researched instantly, influencing civilizations, including the Georgians and Armenians. Portuguese new ship HP bonus 10, 15, 20% did not work correctly, and it's actually 10% for all ages. And then some trade cog information in the game is not displayed correctly. We expect the developers will not fix these issues during the tournament unless a bigger game-breaking bug is occurring. Therefore, these are considered part of the version changes, and these civilizations can still be picked for use in the game. What the heck, man? I mean, Portuguese are still going to be just fine. Like, that's not going to be an issue. Armenians and Georgians, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just like, whatever. Whatever, man. All right, do we have drafts yet? No. Not that I see. But, I mean, it's basically like the Vietnamese bonus, right? It's just more powerful. I guess there's the mini Arabia Cup thing with Onimaru. But I guess Daniela's casting it already. I don't know. Yes, me Vietnamese do get a discount as well. I'm not really sure what I should cast these days. You thought a Samp Squib? What's that? Damp Squib. Oh, so it's like not exciting? It's disappointing. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Not streaming? I mean, I wasn't streaming because there wasn't a good way for me to do it. At all in Tolkien? It very well could, and I probably just didn't understand it and moved on. It's like, wake up just to cast the finals was my original plan, but it was Hera versus Leary, and the thing is, like, there were already a bunch of people online, so I'm not going to drag myself out of bed and cast if it's not going to be worthwhile for me. But then it's like, none of my casting is worthwhile these days, so thank goodness Chronicles came out. So, I don't even know, man. If it's damp, well, you want your squids to be damp. You want them to actually just be fully wet. Unless you're having dried squid. Oh, of course it's backward. A Lewis MBL cast? I don't know. I can't really compete with anybody right now, which again is just kind of my own design as I'm trying to get a more traditional job. It is what it is. Just stressful on a day-to-day basis. Alright. Draft has started. Shoals! Show owls, as I believe some people call it. Alright, so evacuation. Oh, evacuation. Man, what happened to evacuation? It was a really cool map at first. They had like some really interesting games. Evacuation. Too long. Too long. Alright, so hopefully there's a Civ draft in a moment. Oh, I hit... No, we're good. We're good. We're good! We're good! And we're going to be starting with Jungle Swamp, as they say in the Germanic lands. Yeah, evacuation was cool until players learned it. That has exactly been the case. Alright, Civ draft has started. I guess we can look at some YouTube comments. Well... my voice. It's funny, I think the views on this are actually slightly less than I would get for the actual Chronicles missions. Oh, killing... Oh, yeah, I was wondering what the bears did. Oh, thanks, Tay. Yep. Morgan Black joke. I think the Chronicles Civs mostly focus on UUs. Design itself is showing itself a problem here. Multiple opponents of the same Civ on the same level force you to use the same units because many of their others are bad. That is definitely an issue. And, yeah. Oh. Third mission. Yeah, Philip was useless, man. Its designs are, love the DLC. Electric Boogaloo. I'm sure you'll get to it in later parts, but my biggest problem with the campaign is how good the CCs get. What are the CCs? Full +1 attack from the first mission is okay. Oh, companion cavalries. Ornlu like. I just put that, I just do that to all the comments that I read as an acknowledgement that I read your comment. Unless it's like a mean comment. Get a bonus, doesn't mean meaningful, well explained. Still love the command post system and recruiting of new units. The thing with the command post is that it was kind of weird because you couldn't use your, yeah, I do it to almost all the comments just as, again, as an acknowledgement that I've read them and appreciate people commenting. But yeah, you couldn't use your whole doctrines, or whatever they were called, for the Macedonians, like, where you can make the units faster and more expensive. And it's like, why? And the thing is, like, you can only make so many units in the first place, and the thing is, like, none of them have a bonus, so it's all really weird. Huge respect for playing Get Rich Quick. It's like time on Legendary. Yeah, it was not fun. Which front is winning? Each commander's tent? Didn't even notice that was a thing. Lol. Still, it's kind of opaque. Oh boy. Unexpectedly early. Well, I did work hard in getting it out quickly. The 3 civilizations design could be improved, full of good ideas, but the implementation is really not the best. I agree. First few scenarios are not as good as the rest of the campaign. Some scenarios are full of wonderful ideas, some are a bit bland. Yeah, certainly. Only playing as Macedon almost is necessarily a bit limiting, although the diversity of situations, enemies, and unlocked units limits the repetitivity. It could have been even better. Yes, sure. Relatedly, Chronicles only has 6 civs now, limiting the type of enemies. I feel like the Scythians also could have been added. Then they would have added even more new, unique architecture. Yeah, Jon Stewart. Yeah, Jon Stewart and Bernie and Mundami. Oh man. Are we in the lobby yet? Yeah, we're in the lobby. The animation at the beginning of scenarios, the animation, voice acting, and accents are good to give flavor, but perhaps could have been done. More could have been done. I mean, it's okay. At first, a few important events of Alexander's epic are absent or underplayed, which is too bad. The discovery, scientific part of it, as well as the religious and political aspects, respect to local gods, ally with such and such satrap, are underexploited. For instance, there could have been a super large scale, like Alt VO5 political scenario. It felt like we spent a lot of time in, like, the West. And it's just like, we kind of speed ran through the rest of his conquests. Some missed opportunities. Battle of Issos, I think that was the 9th scenario in Gaugameles. To that, I guess, yeah. Nevertheless, enjoyed the campaign. The more I played it, the more I liked it. Keeps getting better. Well exposed narrative. I'm not even sure. There's the thing is, Alexander himself is pretty annoying. Right? The characters that are the most fun and memorable are Eropos, obviously. But then Perdiccas and Niarchos are like, I don't know, the interesting characters. And the most fun scenario was actually the one where you're just Niarchos and Perdiccas just like sailing around, discovering stuff, while Alexander's army is just like having a terrible time. Yeah, the music is very grandiose. Makes a lot of sense for such great battles. Can rewrite history? That could have been fun. Anyway, great comment. Gabi and Fedex are in different lobbies. That's a very bad sign. Time? I mean, I'm going to talk about this at the end. It's like resource allocation. The Chronicles DLCs have a ton of money and effort put into them, but it's so niche that it's like, what are we even doing, right? Why are we putting in all of this effort for something that, like, we're going to play once and then never touch again? And why are we even trying to integrate the Chronicle civs into the regular civs, but also not really? It's just, it's a very strange allocation of resources to me, and I don't know why we're not putting those resources into the more traditional expansions. I just don't really get it. ladder civs? Well, like, why do we not have any new architecture sets or new voice lines for the Three Kingdoms DLCs? And yet we have all of this money being dumped into Chronicles. When, again, Chronicles is the least popular of the expansions. Last of these type of DLCs. I think it's very likely that this is the last type of these DLCs. It's just, again, I'm kind of confused. Anyway, considering how much emphasis the Chronicles campaigns put on decisions and upgrades and auras, I really wish there was an option on the mission select screen that would show the buffs you've unlocked. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Along those lines, after you finish a mission, you should also have the option to switch play the mission. I mean, I guess you're not supposed to, like, go back, right? You're supposed to stick with what you choose. On sales, we don't have the exact numbers, but we know that the Chronicles DLC has, like, the lowest play rate and lowest completion rate of all of the DLCs. But we don't know the specific sales numbers. Okay, 85 seconds. I really don't know why they're not just doing that. Only played the first 4, but I enjoyed them quite a bit. Very glad there's a thing called Chronicles. Looking forward to more great hours to experience history. Lovely. Except for the Thracian one and the Cilician one, I enjoyed all the missions so far. The 4th and 6th have a lot of flavor and feel super immersive. A lot of options. Thracian one. Why on earth does this person love the Thracian scenario? Am I insane? I thought it was, like, just painful. Like, straight up painful. It felt like I was playing a new Duke of Milan with, like, attacks coming in at 6 minutes and just never stopping, and you just have to wait until eventually you can grind them down. Differently on lower levels? Maybe. Alrighty, guys, this is the second and also last series that I will be casting today. We'll have Gabi in the red as the Mongols to the northwest. Always good to see her being active. And she's still a 2k5 plus. And to the east in the blue as the Japanese, it will be Fedex. And he is also good to see playing AoE 2. Much, much lower rating right now, so we'll have to see how active he actually is. Classic Age of Kings matchup. But yeah, honestly, like, when playing Chronicles, I kind of just... Like, you see all of the resources allocated to Chronicles, and I kind of just wish that we had a normal AoE campaign, and I would rather do that. I think the actual scenario design of Chronicles is a bit too focused on, like, scripted events, and not as much focused on, like, more organic strategy and map design. Like, it's almost always, like, you in one corner, one big enemy in the other corner, and then, like, they're just, like, a bunch of scenario gimmicks, as opposed to, like, again, more organically figuring out how you want to play the map and all that. The enemies also really feel samey. Nana. Gabi has been around for quite a while. Fedex has also been around for quite a while. But yes, I am also hoping for a good game. Already very early dock here from Fedex. Dock also coming in for Gabi. But Fedex cannot afford a fishing ship yet. In fact, Fedex doesn't even have a lumber camp. So going with a very early dock. Just taken from stragglers right now, which is totally fine. Just build a second... you can build a lumber camp as your second Dark Age building on your way up to Feudal Age. But you can see that Gabi actually, despite having the later dock, is actually first to get a fishing ship out. Also, as Mongols, you can have an extra villager on wood sooner and not have as many villagers on food. It's actually just another way to utilize the Mongol bonus. You can still sustain villager, production with having fewer vills on food, and then you can have the more vills on wood, so you can better produce fishing ships. Also, guys, I think Fedex should agree to not use cav archers to use the silly Japanese cav archer bonus, and Gabi should agree to not use step lancers for the silly step lancers. Yeah, I mean, Fedex has been around very, very, very long time. Gabi was definitely around in the Voobly days. I don't know how much earlier, though. Anyway, 2 fishing ships per player right now. You got Loom coming in. Feudal Age is going to be faster, though, for the Mongols player. And there were born the Mongols.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what these builds are up to. Could be a forward barracks. We know that Gabi is a player who loves going aggressive. Fedex, much more so the strategist, which makes sense from a chess grandmaster. That checks out. But there you go. Barracks is, it's actually a, okay, yeah, so she realizes that barracks would have kind of prohibited movement a little bit, so building the barracks much more in the open makes sense. Still, she will be able to go for an early fire ship to at least contest water and make sure that Fedex isn't freely gathering from fish. And Gabi, of course, also going to be ahead in resources collected with the power of the Mongols. Top 20? Absolutely. It's actually a great way that T90 actually gives back to the community. I mean, TTL, in terms of like prize money and showcasing players, is one of the most community-forward events that you could possibly host in AoE 2. And we do have to give them a lot of credit for that. No, so she is opening just with the swordsman, and no fire ship yet. He's actually long-distance mining the gold. He just spent wood on something. Oh, okay, archery range. Then DBA, so no fire ship at all. Fedex is making one of his own. It's a very janky build. It's not a junky build because we don't have junks for either of these civs, even though they both should get them. Anyway, archery range is in, and Gabi's going to go for it, and the fact that she got DBA is going to be quite helpful. Meanwhile, wait a minute, on the other side! Hold up there, buckaroo! Fedex is doing not something too dissimilar, and you can see initially he thought that Gabi was over here, but as it happened, she spawned over there. A little bit difficult to tell with the spawns, but look at that, guys. Villager is already down, and the lumber camp had to be deleted. Oh, no! That is a rough, rough start. Blacksmith is coming in, and I mean, Gabi herself is going to need to figure out something, and that is a bit of a fail right there, running into the TC fire, but how is Gabi going to react to this? The quick balls need to be good, and that one is so far, and the villager that was caught out is going to be running towards the TC, so good defense right there. Oh, less good, unfortunately, for Fedex, who is going to lose another Vil. That said, Gabi has lost all of her fishing ships, or will lose all of her fishing ships in just a moment. So, Fedex is still able to keep pace as far as that goes. Archers are out over there, and we do have that defensive watchtower. It's in a really nice spot, going to help protect both the gold and the wood income. And there's the defensive archery range. So remember, Gabi's archery range is forward, which is great for pressure, but it's going to be very difficult to defend here. Remember, these are Japanese swordsmen, as Gabi is going to lose a villager, as Fedex able to take a very good fight here, gets another villager kill. DBA just now on the way for him, but I mean, like I said, Gabi's just going to have a much more difficult time actually getting the archers home to help protect. And now all of the fishing ships are dead, and Fedex could even try and sneak in another one or two and be in a pretty good spot. But Gabi is not giving up here. Archery range incoming. The Vils simply cannot fight this. Other one bites the dust, though. Honestly, if Gabi paying maybe a bit better attention, she could get the wall off, but unfortunately, close but no cigar. And both these players just going at it right now. Ooh, good reaction there. Doesn't this feel like a game from a different era already? It's like you have both players going aggressive, both committing quite a lot to doing something decisive. Oh, yeah, sure. Both players taking some damage, the game not being decided by quick walls. And it's just like, you know, going for it. Another men-at-arm is out here for Fedex. It's like not a game that's decided by quick skirmish, quick uptime into skirmishers into full walls. Here you are. Of course, defensive archery range, like I keep on saying, gonna allow Fedex to defend a little bit better. He's 2 Vils ahead, but is still behind in resources, thanks in part to Mongols, and thanks in part to the fact that Gabi's simply been in a more aggressive spot, as she's also going out onto the map here with these villagers. And I don't think Fedex noticed that. No. To be mining stone forward. I don't know, it feels like we just so rarely see towers these days. You can see Fedex having to replace the lumber camp. I don't even know who's in a better position right now. The fish have all run out here for Fedex, actually. So those are basically 2 idle villagers and completely nullifies the Vil advantage that he has. Oh, Men-at-Arms going to be taking a ton of arrow fire, though, and you need those Men-at-Arms to help shoo away the skirmishers. And now there's an archer out, but another Vil goes down. Samurai Ram push? That does sound like a survivalist build. Nice kill there on the villager. 6 villagers killed per player. What a fun game, number 1. It's just so different, though, right? Like, compare this to literally the last game we casted on Jungle Swamp. Thunderbolt? Thunderbolt's a good player. Like, the last game on this map was just, like, as meta could be. Just all about having better execution, fighting with fire ships, one person gets an advantage, get a better uptime. Kilimanjaro? Yeah, Kilimanjaro is a very different map. Another solid map, but different. 2 archers are actually hanging out in the watchtower and aren't really doing anything useful, so I'd love to see Gabi remember that fact and then bring them out. Because, well, we just want more as part of the army. Quick gate there is good, though. We do have fletching in for both players, mind you, but Fedex is running out of army. He's got 1 archer and 1 men-at-arm, and that could be a very real issue, is Gabi having the more sustainable eco, really. Going to be powering up more and more going forward, as she is still here harassing her opponent, and it's like, you know, just enough here to defend at home. I mean, defending at home with taking some heavy losses, but still, you know, good enough is sometimes good enough. And yeah, this is looking better and better and better here for Gabi here in game number 1. Padded archer armor is going to be helpful versus those villagers, and it just isn't enough here to defend. There's going to be a second skirmisher out, but I am not at all sold on this at this point here for Mr. Fedex. Gonna get overnight shipping here into game number 2. Another watchtower incoming on that wood line. Oh, the vills are going to come forward, but there are still 2 archers on standby. And yeah, Gabi's going to recognize that and going to be like, And those vills immediately going to have to retreat. She's keeping those archers alive, and Gabi is playing this one super well. Yeah, she's almost up to castle age. And old school players, old school civs, you'll love to see it. Skirmisher is here to help, though, and there is that +1 defense in, so the archers will deal 1 damage a hit. Archers garrisoning inside the tower for safety. Tower going to try and focus down the enemy archer unit. There's the market for Gabi. That Man-at-Arm just isn't doing a whole heck of a lot at this point. And it's still really tough because Fedex has no wood income. It's difficult to make archers without any wood income, but now that is secured. Both of those archers go down, so Fedex is doing his job as far as that goes. But castle age for Gabi could be a killer. And when I say could be a killer, I mean it probably will be a killer. As soon as that fill's done, you can just queue up castle age. You've got your buildings that you need. And a switch into knights, because remember, Gabi and Fedex have agreed not to utilize their silly new bonuses for these civs that did not need those new bonuses. And so, of course, the knights will clearly win the game. No step lancers at all, ever. For Mongols. Step lancers are fine for the other step lancer civs. Okay, here's the stable coming in. Not the turkey! Wow, Gabi, what a jerk. What did that turkey ever do to you? S to the M to the H. Anyway, I mean, Fedex is trying to reach his way to Castle Age, but Gabi's aggression was just so well done. He's still out on the map here, still taking Hunt. Was able to sort of sneak by with those villagers through all the pressure. And again, like, it's a tough defense for Gabi here because she didn't have anything at home, but it was, again, just enough. Fedex still did a good job and got, you know, some damage done, but just not quite enough. So I just don't like step lancers for Mongols. It's entirely me being a grumpy old curmudgeon. They call me the Arthur Dent of AoE casters. Anyway, villager goes down there. Castle Age is indeed on the way. Not using step lancers. Ah! Guys, admin loss for Gabi. She's using step lancers as Mongols. Invades the game. Very well put, McNeely. China? I mean, I think Mongols don't need step lancers, and just having knights would be just fine. I don't really love Haeguang Cav. I feel like they don't really do anything. There isn't really anything interesting about Haeguang Cav. They're just like a knight with slightly different stats. To me, the Haeguang Cav feels like an AoE 3 unit, where you have all of these units in AoE 3 that are like basically the same as a regular unit, but with slightly tweaked stats. They fill the exact same niche. When classic civs get changed. I mean, I love the Persian rework. I think Persians are way better off now than they were back in the day. I think Koreans are way better off now than they were back in the day. I mean, it has been done, and it's been done well. I just think that, you know, it's worked better in some cases than others. The thing is, Mongols and Japanese were already very powerful and, I think, well designed. So they just didn't need any changes. But yeah, Step Lancers give Mongols a strength in early Castle Age that the Civ simply didn't have before. Alright, GG call, the game's been over for quite a while. 3,000 more res collected for Gabi, just very, very well executed aggression, 7% more efficient in economy, and just kept that pressure up on Fedex, made sure he was never able to easily gather wood. And look at that difference in wood collected. I know wood collected difference almost never matters, but this is actually one of those situations that did matter, because you still need some wood income. Like, Fedex was literally never able to safely gather wood all game long. Very, very well done. And Gabi utilizing the map architecture to her advantage. And, I mean, Fedex did add in a couple fishing ships, or fish traps, but yeah, it didn't really matter all that much. Is no wood? Something like that. All right, so that is game number 1 going to Gabi. Yeah, that was a good one. Good, aggressive AoE game. It is Mongols over Japanese. And that is Gabi's map. Least resource? Yes. And now we're going to be going to Shoal. Well designed at launch? I know, man. If I didn't have such a laundry list of YouTube videos I wanted to make, I actually been thinking, like, what makes AoE such a good game? Like, what about the basic gameplay loop for AoE 2 is just so much more enjoyable than, you know, most other games, especially RTS games? It's just wild that it hasn't needed... Like, again, basic AoE has just not needed any changes. Other than infantry units, the base stats of regular mainline units have received very few changes since AOC. Sound design? Absolutely. Visuals and audio design are both very important and big advantages of AoE. But I already started with the history of the Civ video, and I really liked making that, and people seem to enjoy that one. So I want to do it for the Conquerors. It has 0 frogs. You know what, Froggy? You live up to your name. All about frogs. Is an unusual structure? It is. Am I gonna hire a new guy for UK? What am I talking about? Like turtles? And wow. You know you like your turtles. Ah. Oh, you mean Ralph the mouse. We'll see, we'll see. I also think the Chosen setting is very important. And in the case of Korea, it's the Choson setting as well as the Chosen setting. Where?
Yes,
Choson was the name for Korea during the end of the AoE 2 time frame, for those who don't know. Watch it live? I'm sure it'd be great. I would always recommend... AoE live events are some of the most fun I've ever had at doing anything in this scene. I love working LAN events, and I love the meet and greets at LAN events. It's just a ton of fun. And I say that as a generally very antisocial person. Anyway, Armenians, Italians here. Very, very good civs for this map. Both have flexible economies, especially when there are fishing ships involved for Italians. Italians do have a better late-game eco. Armenians have... Or late-game army. Armenians have a bit of a better mid-game eco and army. Into watching AoE. It depends how far away you are. But yeah, it's always a struggle. But I'm fortunate that I've made friends through Age of Empires. Into wokeism? What? Anyway, early walls here from Fedex. Yeah, I wish there was an event that was a bit more financially viable for me to go to. Oh, if you're literally in London, then yeah, it's probably still worth going. But yeah, I just can't justify a ticket. Just a little much for me, unfortunately. Especially since I would also be losing out on any revenue I get for casting the event. You know, from home. So unfortunately, I just can't justify going. Alright, feudal age on the way here for Gabi. 3 fishing ships to 2. Nice early build for her. Fedex spending a lot of time walling early, so clearly thinking Gabi might be going aggressive on the land, but that's simply not the case. So just better start for Gabi, all things considered. Hey, AI? I know I hate AI. I use AI for my job applications, and I hate it. But also, Ellie convinced me that I would be a young fool for doing anything anything else. And I'm pretty desperate to get a good job at this point. When I use AI, well, the thing is, at the very least, like, I wrote my own resume, I wrote my own base cover letter, and I just have the AI tailor my resume and cover letter to each job application. So, yeah, when I have the AI do stuff, I tell it to use my own writing as a base and just, you know, tailor it to each job application. Yes, me too. Oh, no instantly researching double bit axe. Very sad. Anyway, couple galleys on the way. Probably don't even need more than 2. Deal with you and not pity hire you. That is sounds very legit. Anyway, I'm kind of curious as to what Fedex is doing because it's not a fast castle. Unless I'm very mistaken and you're like selling stone and going up like super fast. Okay, so Gabi is going to invest into 4 galleys. Definitely don't do any more than that. And just click up to Castle Age behind it, add in the fishing ships, and get your eco going. I guess you're getting kind of close. There's the market. Okay, maybe this is just a very good build. I didn't think he'd have the resources, but with Italians having the discount, looks like he will be able to afford it. Yeah, and I know how bad AI is for the environment, which is another reason I don't like using it. There are many reasons I don't like having to deal with AI. Also, is it impossible to use salt water for AI? Like, does it have to be fresh water? Because if there's anything we don't have a shortage of on this planet, it's salt water. Yeah, you can see actually the slight overinvestment here. Like, if this was a top 5 player, any of the top 5 players would have just completely cut their galley production after like 3 or 4 at the latest. AI drinks water? I don't know the specifics, but I believe AI, the entire process of using AI requires a lot of water to cool all of the computer-y stuff, all the hardware. Are help heating up the ocean directly? Yeah, that's true. Also, why can't they just build data centers near the saltwater, man? Lots of coastline in the world. In Antarctica? Yes, because if there's anything we need, it's to destroy Antarctica. To use it. There you go. Expensive? I guess so. Oh, nice snipe there. Again, it is a slight overinvestment from Gabi, but nothing too drastic. She's still in a pretty good spot. She's about ready to click up to Castle Age as soon as that market's done. And, of course, we'll be getting a very significant villager lead, at least for the, you know, in the medium run. He works with Karl Marx, oh boy. Hulks! Previous set? Not really. Probably less profitable? Yeah. Because if there's anything Microsoft is lacking, it's profit. Alright, fire ships are in. There is a demo raft. Gets an okay hit, and the galleys coming back should be enough to snipe the low HP fire ship at this point. Profit? Oh, you know, Wildebeest. I am just living in the world of profit right now. I'm basically Scrooge McDuck, taking a bath in money. Oh, another kill. Look at this, 8 kills to 0 deaths for Gabi. And remember, it's only just now that the second TC is coming in from Fedex, so really, this fast castle has not gotten the job done so far. I think I would have preferred it if just the second TC came down instantly, kind of like what we saw actually Matthew James do in the previous set. New water balance? They're basically exactly the same, and since ships in general have lower pierce armor, they're slightly better. We'll probably get like another 3+ damage per shot. Well, actually, because there isn't the ship armor class anymore, now that I think about it. So yeah, towers are actually going to be really good against ships. Hold on. Yeah, I forgot about the whole losing the ship armor class. Show match? You were actually able to see the show match? I only casted like 3 games of it, and then it was like completely bugged out. Anyway, Fedex is still at the end of the day getting onto 3 TCs. He's still behind in villagers, he's behind in resources, but he's on the 3 TCs to the not quite 2 yet. 4 fishing ships still alive here for Gabi. I casted it too! Well, most of it. Again, it kept on bugging out, and I couldn't cast anything. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Gabi's still taking good fights. 15 kills to 3 deaths is pretty decisive. His stream was longer. That's true. I did give up because I didn't have many viewers. Oh, fire ships are forcibly ejected for now. With the new water patch? No. Not about the size of my stream? Ah, yes, of course. Huge work? Yeah, again, I have no idea how all of that is going to work. Political category? I don't know about that. I'm not reactionary enough. All right, the tower's helping out, guys. Decent hit. The tower's still alive and still doing damage, though. And if it can focus on... Oh, my God! I mean, I guess Gabi's still winning it, but that was a crazy demo hit. And it's still 3 TCs to 2, but the eco from Fedex just not quite with the macro behind that he needs. Even though he does have better eco upgrades, but just not keeping those TCs humming. Another demo there. Rage bait the chat. Yeah, part of me thinks I wasn't cut out to be a streamer, even though that's literally what I've been doing. Another couple of kills there. All suck at our jobs. I feel like I was never very good at like actually doing the streamer thing. I think I've become a good AoE caster, just not really a great streamer. Thesis. Oh boy. Well, congratulations, Italo Calvino. Congratulations. That is a big old deal. Again, you are still pushing yourself ahead in villagers as our blue player. You still have the better eco upgrades. Well, you don't really know that for sure. Scores are still very close. Another dock is coming in. We have 3 relics in. Remember, the map has like 7 or so relics. And even another fortified church incoming. Oh boy! Well, I mean, Fedex has been using demos and generally been using them pretty effectively. Oh, wait, hold on. That's getting denied for now. Gets the bill kill. Elo inflation. Hey, man, I will stop believing in Elo inflation the second I personally hit 2K. But I haven't really had much time to play recently because I've been working on all the Chronicles stuff. Yep, Gabi over here now with the TC to the south. Good caster? Well, thank you. I do think that I have improved a lot, and I've, tried to improve myself as a caster. I think I'm pretty good. Most of the time. More fire ships coming out. No careening in yet. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Oh, that's going to be an easy 2-shot. Farm counting is a critical part of AoE casting. I will not hear any of this slander to the contrary. Anyway, now 3 TCs per player, and of course, only 1 player, Gabi, has control of the golds. There's careening coming in. The tech careening in at the dock. Another couple kills there. I mean, Gabi, 13 villagers killed. And Fedex just taps out. Ooh. I mean, I guess water was lost pretty decisively. Gabi up 2-0. 1 age early careening, because that's for the Woo and not for the Italians or Armenians. Gabi looking strong. Fedex behind in gold, but just part of the issue is just not able to take good fights. Not able to get out on the map, and I think that if you are going for a fast castle, like we saw in the previous series, gotta go. Gotta go out onto the map. Why not Woo here? They might have been banned. I mean, Woo are a good civ here, but they're not, like, the best civ. But yeah, Woo were banned. Oh, sorry, this is backwards. In Silver League, I think we're at that stage. Oh no, not Mini Arabia Cup. ETL. That is incorrect. No, they're still a little ways off. You need to win a couple more sets. All right, 20 seconds, and we will be getting into 45 clearing. See if Fedex can make something happen here, guys. Eight seconds. Also wearing my Ravens t-shirt. Won 2 games in 4 days. Woo! Not dead yet. Alrighty, guys, here we are. Game number 3. Tournament life on the line. It will be Fedex in the blue as the Malay to the southwest, and to the northeast in the red as the Portuguese. It will be Gabi. 1 game away from the next round, and you're probably thinking, Ornlu, you'd think with these civs it's a water map, but no, they're 2 of the best closed map civs. Yeah, both these civs are super good. Don't really think there is too much of an advantage one way or the other. If anything, I might like Malay slightly more. Because unlike Arena, this can be more of a high eco map than regular Arena is. Aerial Submos? Ooh, that's a good question. Favor Fedex? Yes. Fedex is still much more a closed map player than Gabi is. Yeah, Fortified Clearing could really use some rocky terrain around the edge of the map. Brazilian? I know. I put the flag here. I'm sure most Brazilians would probably say that Portuguese are the closest thing they have to an IRL civ.
Estou pronto. Quais as vossas ordens?
Swasti.
Well, just pushing in some deer. Nothing too crazy. We'll have to see how aggressive they go. We saw some very aggressive plays in the last game we saw on this map. But that was like Ketons versus Wei, which is already kind of weird how aggressive that you're playing a closed map like this. It's not the version of Fortified Clearing with rocky terrain around the edges. That was, like, the worst. Are they good pals? I'm pretty sure they're relatively close. I mean, the royalty of Portugal did run away to Brazil. But I'm certainly no expert. It's definitely, I think, better than the Portuguese relationship with any of their other colonies, former colonies. Disrupt the Malay timing so you aggro. I think that those are the 2 different ways you can look at it. Either let's go aggressive, let's try and punish the Malay who might be trying to, you know, utilize their eco too much. But on the other hand, Malay are so strong with the timings themselves that they're a really hard civ to pressure in that way. So it's like, do you want to outlast Malay then? But then you could yourself really fall prey to the Malay player just being like 3,000 resources ahead of you when you hit Imperial Age. With Timor-Leste? Better than the relationship they have with Indonesia. Which is, you know, something. Very specialized? I mean, my concentration was in Asia. But you know, obviously, I still have like a basic understanding of the whole world. I know Indonesia was a Dutch colony. The thing with Indonesia and Timor-Leste is that the Indonesian government completely cracked down on Timor-Leste when they wanted independence. And so there was like a really bloody war. And the Indonesians didn't want to let the Timor-Leste go until much later, and then the country was in a terrible spot for quite a while. And now it's still not the greatest, but it's being essentially neo-colonized by Australia anyway. Former colonies? Yes, but the Portuguese were on the side of of Timor gaining independence from Indonesia. Because remember, East Timor didn't gain independence from Portugal, they gained independence from Indonesia. Although they were, a Portuguese colony for centuries. Anyway, feudal age in here for Fedex. I think that going for a, fast uptime with Malay on this map makes tons of sense. You don't want to fall prey to any sort of early pressure. No Lumen, and gonna have the advantage there with the scout. So again, just good usage here by Fedex. The Japanese, yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Oh, nicely done there from Gabi. Oh, one might even call that a masterful bait, but not me because I am very mature. Put on the debate, yeah. Very, very well done there from Gabi, who clicks up on 26 population. Only 1 second idle time. Very, very nice play so far. Now, did Fedex see the stone being mined? That is my question. No, he did not. I mean, he doesn't even see the stone in the first place. So, there is some room here for Gabi to go pretty aggressive. Now, there are scouts on the way, and I would feel a bit happier if Gabi was full-walled. All you need is a house. One little house, man. Oh, okay, no, the scout cavalry saw the other scout cavalry, or at least it had vision of the other scout cavalry. Okay, well, the gate works too. So yeah, you're probably fine. Now, you do have to be careful because the resources aren't looking super good. Honestly, 3 villas on stone this early might be a little too soon, but we'll see how well Gabi can just click up to Castle Age. But the eco balance does seem a bit off. Also, 5 Dark Age farms is a lot, and so is 9 bills on Forage Bushes. But I mean, I guess it's also, like, kind of the build. Market does solve those problems, although it can delay things a little bit. You can see it actually just might even be 3 Feudal Age villagers at this point, with only 1 bill building the market. That's usually how it works. But yeah, with Fedex investing into 2 Scout Cavalry and the quick uptime in the first place, you have to imagine that Gabi will simply be in the better spot economically. You can see that the res collected are actually still in Gabi's favor slightly. And like I was saying, like I have been saying for a long time, it is still better to go up on like 30 population as the Malay if you can get away with it. I don't blame Fedex for going up quickly on this map and trying to get something done with the Scout Cavalry, but I do think that upon seeing the early walls, it was definitely a mistake to continue to invest into Scout Cavalry. I think that try and go for the early Vil Snipe with your fast uptime. You can play it safe. Your tournament life is on the line. You still have a good civ. And then, just get to Castle Age as quickly as you can behind it. One in the middle. I still would prioritize Castle Age first, after a quick Feudal Age like that. Anyway, Castle Age is on the way. Double Bit Axe coming in. Fedex lost the scout to the town center, right? He was in Gabi's base when he hit Feudal Age, as he should have been. Went for the villager kill, as he should have tried to do, but was simply baited into the town center. Was a good play, though, from Gabi. And the format of TTL... So this is TTL Bronze. It's basically a play-in to get into Silver League. Remember, it literally goes TTL bronze, silver, gold, platinum. There are literally 4 leagues here. And Silver League is basically a play-in to get into Gold League. And Gold League is the actual Swiss stage, you know, Swiss... not even Swiss group, but an actual round robin. And then Platinum is obviously where the big boys are. You're actually 12 stones short, Gabi. Please fix that. Oh no! You have to buy another 100 stone. Awko. Anyway, you have your Spearman out here. Fedex does click up. It's still going to be a minute and a half slower. Yes, he has an 8-vil lead, but there are the Spearmen here, as Gabi, of course, not taking any chances. Not even trying to go for... oh, nice block, though. Uh-oh. I mean, this castle has to be built a lot further back than Gabi wanted. But can you actually deny it? I don't think that's possible. I don't think. No way this works, guys, right? Is the tower actually gonna work? That quick wall was not good enough from Gabi. Got relegated to gold? I don't remember, to be honest. Guys, I think we can put this one in the calendar. I mean, it's not just the tower, right? It's the villagers, all the vills attacking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti Mr. Yo. Now, here's the thing, guys. All right, hold on. Maybe the tower won't work after all. This, right now, guys, I think what the correct play is here is that... okay, so Gabi isn't... oh, no, actually, that's 8 dead vills. Okay, that was more than I thought. Because the thing is, it's an enormous amount of idle time here, right? The actual res collected is still very similar. And if you get the castle up, you're going to be guaranteed to get at least a few vil kills, but I think this might actually just be too much. If it was like 5 to 7 vils, then I actually think that it is heavy italices, maybe okay, but if the thing is here, you're still going to be able to get away with most of your villagers. I'd love to see the quick walls here. Gabi knows the vills are over there to the west, but now it's a 17 vil lead. I mean, you can just, you know, delete the wall segment. That's not really an issue. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Oh, and he gets the rewall in. Very well done by Fedex. He is not going out yet, guys. Defensive Mango is in. It's way better to have a defensive Mango than an offensive Mango, because who wants an offensive Mango, man? Just shouting obscenities at you. Versus Organs, they do not know. They deal 1 damage because the Organ guns have 2 melee armor. You're thinking of the Hussite wagons they have bonus damage against. Offensive Papayas? I mean, does anyone really care if a papaya is offensive? Because papayas are in papaya salad, which is just delicious. Anyway, Bosaw coming in, and I mean, it wasn't pretty, but Fedex is kind of making this work here. In theory, all you should need to do at this point as Fedex is just to make sure you don't die to organ guns, and then just click to the Imperial Age as soon as you can. Oh, is it? I'm afraid I don't know. I've never made papaya salad, even though I make a lot of other Thai food. Your boy loves Thai food. Redemption coming in. I mean, this is a lot of monk upgrades, and this is all just delaying Imperial Age. Unripe papayas? I guess that does make sense, yeah. It's Portuguese? I don't think you should be able to come back from this. Again, look at the resources, guys. You need to be an Imperial Age to get to Federias, and you're not getting Imperial Age anytime soon as Gabi. Fedex is playing it very safe, but again, Fedex has 12 villagers killed to 1 lost. He can play safe. And he's melee. Oh, cute job getting the conversion there. It's always annoying to have a villager converted in your base. Like whenever I get a conversion inside my opponent's walls on a closed map, I always just want to build like a barracks or a stable immediately. Fedex is housed right now. Obviously, that is not really what you want to be doing, so that does need to be rushed up here. But you can see Fedex very close to him. Like I said, all you need to do at this point is get to the Imperial Age and have a castle. Well, thank you, clickbait. Although I don't know if I should believe you if you're just clickbait. No, I mean, I have worked very hard on improving my casting. Look back at my own casting, see what I'm doing well, see what I'm not doing well, look at what sports casters are doing, and again, just trying to be as clear as I possibly can, while also having a little bit of that goofiness and charm, or something like that. I don't know, I don't think you can, like, be a super straight, like, straight-up play-by-play style sportscaster in AoE. You need to have some level of fun. And just nothing in AoE feels like it's that serious. Which tournament am I super excited about casting? I mean, it's just the tournaments just keep on happening. There isn't really any one tournament that I get, like, super hyped about. Oh, I say getting to Imperial Age, guys. But I've also been doing this for a very long time. Rating build. I'm literally showing you guys right now, mouse bottles. Jeez. 80% to Imp. Mangonel's on its way. Now, you haven't lost too many bills yet. There's the market going. That's true. Mangonel is out here from the converted Siege Workshop. Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, just not quite trying hard enough to get the castle down. Now another forward castle's coming in, and it's just on all the bills. This is exactly the correct move from Fedex. Split them up. Of course, there's a lot of blast damage that's happening. 91%. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a bona fide fine hit. Castle's up, but more bills die. Oh, and that Mangonel's gonna get converted immediately. Oh, nice hit there, though. There is the ram out, though, and the thing is the castle is... Wait, hold on. Is that castle in range? You don't have fletching in. Fedex still might be dead, guys. Just a little too late. I don't think he's fine at all, actually. He doesn't have access to gold. And I think this is one of those situations where it really comes down to if Fedex was really trying to rush up the castle, like really trying to rush up the castle, he could have done so much sooner. But yeah, 37 on resource, or 37 villagers rather. Yes, there are only 3 bills on food, but this castle I don't think can stay alive forever because the forward castle already exists. Got a couple of rams out here from the converted Siege Workshop already. You don't have a market right now as Gabi even. Or sorry, as Fedex. Yeah, I really think just not respecting the aggression quite enough.
Quais as vossas
You need to get some more monks out, though. You have the 2 monasteries. That obviously helps.
Quais são as vossas ordens?
No, Gabi has 3 vills on food. It's hard to make... Or sorry, 4 on food. Hold on. Increasing her food income by 33%, guys. That is an enormous percentage increase. Gabi's eco is bad. It is not good. It is still much better than Fedex's eco. Gabi is making a ram and 2 petards. Fedex isn't making anything right now. And that is a very real difference. Another ram is on its way. Guys, the castle's getting lower than Shorty. Let me tell you, Shorty's getting low. Castle's going to go down to the petards if... I mean, the castle would have gone down to the rams anyway. But petards just further seal that deal. And now it's going to be protect the trebuchet. If this treb goes down, you literally have nothing going for you as Fedex. And I don't think you can quite keep that one alive. Ram going to try and take down the mangonel. Is unsuccessful. And that treb goes down. And so do Fedex's chances in this game. And that is a wild turn of events here in this game number 3. That Petards just took those rocks to the face like they just don't care. I guess Fedex is dead. Fedex has got literally nothing right now. $23 pop.
Apa sasananya baginda?
What does Imperial Age even give you right now? Again, no gold income at all. And there is the GG called Gabi with the 3-0 sweep after losing how many villagers? What, 12, 13 vills or something like that? That is insane. But it really just comes down to a huge blunder. To use the chess terminology for Fedex, just needed to get the castle up sooner. By powering through the market, you could have done it. It was totally possible to do. Needed to send more vills and use the market to get the castle down sooner. It honestly, guys, was that simple. The castle again? Sure. Let's go, like, here-ish. Okay, so at this point, huge vill lead is Fedex. This defensive tower already feels like a little much. Because, again, you just want the castle. Everything is about the castle. Now, I would say that if I were in either of these players' positions, if we look at Fedex's POV, he knows he's got gold right there. There's no way Gabi can deny this gold. It just isn't possible. He's in the middle of the map, and there's just no way to get all the way around to the outside and, you know, do anything. Don't even bother about getting a tower up here. Just get the castle. Just get the castle right in front of your TC. Make sure you keep that safe. Get the gold on the outside. But even then, you can see right here. Oh, you don't have a market as Fedex.
Sasananya baginda?
And I thought you clicked... What was the second building? Oh, Blacksmith Stable. That's right. Oh, yeah, that is a mistake. That is a big mistake. I mean, at that point, just... Okay, now he's rushing up the market. So, still going to click up to Imp. Okay, now you click up. Oh, he doesn't even have the other building either. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's real bad. You're delaying your timing here. Now you're sending all of the stone miners to rush up the monastery. All right. Thankfully, the siege workshop wasn't converted there. And of course, the castle immediately comes in there, but the mangonel is converted, and that's already a huge mistake. Still. Just build the castle in a safe location. You're on your way up to the Imperial Age. This already is a mistake. Like, look at this. You're not deleting your own farms. You're just building it that much further away from the TC. And now the house gets converted, and this castle is in danger. When it really has no business being in danger. I mean, you got the organ guns there, and now it's just a complete disaster because the Siege Workshop was converted to. So it's just like this series of mistakes that completely flips the game on its head. But yeah, just build the castle in a safer location, and it's that simple. And then the market also gets converted as well. Like, it's just like everything goes sideways right there for Fedex. A rough one. Well done, though, for Gabi, and she will move on to the next round. Is there another set today, actually? I mean, there's technically one in like 5.5 hours. If you lose, you don't... So the way it works, Gabi, is if you lose the Siege Workshop before the monastery's in, you actually do need to rebuild the Siege Workshop or build a university or build a castle. Once Imperial Age is unlocked, it's a one-time thing. So once you unlock the next stage or the next building, then it, like, even if you lose it after that point, then it doesn't matter. But you still need to have 2 buildings up at the same time to unlock Imperial Age. Or, you know, 1 castle. You get the idea. Anyway... Goku versus Andre is currently going on evacuation, so we'll go ahead and cast that. Goku's up 2-0. And yeah, we'll finish up the series that are going on right now, and then I think we'll head off for the day. Because I also probably need to start work on my part 2 of the Chronicles review. I'm afraid I do not know. Anyway, Andre going to be here in the red as the Japanese, tournament life on the line and all that, here to the northwest, and to the southeast in the blue as Uncle C Tom, it will be Goku. Alright, Men-at-Arms actually here on both sides. Archery range here for Andre. Yeah, just running around, doing the men-at-arm thing. Doesn't want to fight the Japanese men-at-arms. I'm sorry. No, Danny was casting. He's not part of Onimaru unless I missed something. Cast Life coming in now for Andre. It sure is. Alright, so we've arrived at real time. Goku cleaning up Andre. Both are in Castle Age. We've got Ballistics and Bowsaw on the way versus Bowsaw and Chain Barding Armor. So Andre is going to be prioritizing the Knights. Official stream? Yeah, I wonder... is Daniela part of... Is she affiliated with Onimaru? I feel like Daniela does a lot of, like, co-streams and doing stuff like that. Or, like, she casts events for other people on their channel and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know the details. Anyway, market coming in. Vegeta, yes. No, I mean, what she's likely doing is she's just broadcasting the same exact thing on 2 streams. Anyway, oh no, this is with ballistics in. The skirms are there to absorb a lot of pierce damage, and oh no. Nothing exciting happening on the other side either. This is just brutal. Yeah, so likely Onimaru actually did have her to, or, you know, did pay her to cast the mainstream, or to cover the event completely. Dual 13 bills? Well, man, it's amazing how that works out. Someone overworked, yeah. Let's see here. Wait, is Onimaru the one hosting the Brazil LAN, right? Man, I needed to network better. Like, I'd totally do stuff like that if, you know, like cast on their stream if they meant they'd hire me to do the LAN event in Brazil, man. Oh, well. Kind of past that point, I guess. Anyway, Knights are coming out here, and they're looking to take a bit of a better fight. Nice conversion. Yeah, it's not enough. GG, well played. Good luck next as Goku takes his own 3-0 sweep. Sweep, 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 sweep. I mean, just way better early Castle Age. Resilience, but Fire wasn't even playing. Oh. They're on him, oh boy. Okay, so this, I think, is the last series that's going on right now. It will feature Kombito in the blue as the Romans to the west, and to the east in the red as the Aztecs. It will be Warrior. Also, tournament life on the line. Still another big elo difference between these players. I mean, it's one of those things that as we get closer to the finals, the parity is going to increase. But we're still kind of in the early rounds of the tournament. Often, man. If I were a Pokemon, it would be coughing. So we have our lovely Imperious Roman theme, and I do think Romans are just a better civilization. Insult in Russian? I'm afraid I do not speak Russian. Brontosaurus. Wolf-based Pokemon? There's a bunch of wolf-based Pokemon. Yep, Mightyena. Arcanine is, I guess, kind of dog-based. That's good enough. That's great. Lycanroc. Yeah, the newer one. Brontosaurus.
Impera.
Impera.
Yeah, I just think Romans are a better all-around civ with their economy being better than Aztec eco and their infantry bonus being better than the Aztec infantry bonus. After Gen 3, I don't even believe in Gen 3 Pokemon. Wah, wah. Nah, some of them are good, like Spheal. Spheal is a top-tier Pokemon. With mules, that's what I want to see. Literally 25 mule carts all right there with their like 300 HP. Anyway, early drush here. Warrior are gonna go for it. Fedex coming in here for Combito. Eagle does beat the Scout in Dark Age, remember. Yeah, it's to deny the wood indubitably. But the first militia is on its way now for Combito.
Salve.
No loom, of course. I mean, we're not even 6 minutes in. Warrior actually has idle vills right now, needs to get those working Prontosaurus. But also, you cannot run into the TC fire. That would be a complete disaster. Little too greedy right there, and still not working. Why am I getting barked at? Huh? Oh, now we're gonna hide underneath my desk. Oh, hey Daniela, thanks for the raid. Getting distracted by the corgi, as so often happens.
Impera. Walk.
Welcome, guys. All right, so this is the very early drush from Warrior. Didn't really pan out, honestly. And like I said, Romans just have such a better eco going forward that this feels like it's going to be very difficult for
Salve.
Mr. Combito.
Salve.
Because if you're both stuck in the Dark Age, Aztecs used to be one of the civs that was like the best in a full Dark Age game because you started with the Loom, so you got a villager ahead as soon as your opponent got Loom, and then you basically had some of the best Dark Age farmers, if not the best Dark Age farmers back in the day.
Deus.
But no, now you have Romans who are just so much better all around.
Impera.
That said, Blue is still making militia. You can see here that Warrior has stopped. A 30 seconds idle time's not great though.
Tibi Serbio.
But yeah, now Romans are one of those civs that are probably the most comfortable playing a full Dark Age game. That was a freaking Kamiyuk militia, man. All right, Warrior trying to come forward. I mean, obviously he knows the militia are incoming, but you gotta do something about that.
Tibi Serbio.
This isn't a surprise. Badmouth people? I wasn't badmouthing people.
Bantne.
But nay.
I am a nice person.
Che.
Comante.
Now I sound guilty. I'm not guilty. I was innocent.
Oh.
All right, Feudal Age is on the way here for Combito. You can see 4 Dark Age farms already.
Impera.
6 villagers on the forage bushes. Meanwhile, we have 5 villagers and then probably a 6th one right there. Combito does have 4 more villagers, but a lot of them are gathering wood.
Salve.
And these militia are still hanging around. Now, here's the thing, guys. Combito, not the best scouting.
Che.
There was some early fighting with the Eagle Scout,
Comante.
and now you're in a situation where you just don't know where your opponent's lumber camp is. And that's, of course, the area you most want to pressure. Forage bushes as well, as they're a bit harder to quick wall in. And right now, these militia are just simply not doing as much as they should. And now, Warrior going to be coming across the map with his own militia. Goes full archers. I mean, yeah, you see a bunch of infantry on the field. You are going to want to drop an archery range as quickly as possible. And of course, that is exactly what's happening. More militia incoming here for Combito. And double range even. Don't hate it. Now the men-at-arms are going to be in here in just a moment. Perfect timing. Now you will have 3 militia, actually soon to be 4 militia, and you can fight off the men-at-arms with the villagers there. But the timing just isn't quite right, and here we go. But now you can see right here that all of these infantry units are stuck for warrior. So the militia just popping out, and now everybody's trapped, and it should only result in, I think, a single vill going down, and that is exactly the case as all these units get cleaned up. Ooh, nicely done there for Combito. And again, the warrior being a little too much of an eager beaver. Archers are now on the way, but it is currently 6 military to 0. There's the blacksmith. Fletching is something you can afford right now as our red player, but Combito himself has his own archery range coming in, and there's the blacksmith. And again, just able to leverage the strength of the Roman economy, already 300 plus resources ahead. Yeah, seeing Aztecs go double range does feel like a nice throwback. Well, we'll see if it's enough. Fletching is going to be in for both, but the men-at-arms can at least buy you a lot of time, even if they're going to have a difficulty actually attacking the archers. Anyway, good micro here. 4 vill lead for Combito, though, and that's all idle time. Should make this interesting. You mean when Combito goes skirmishers? I think skirmishers make the game more interesting, personally. Archer is going to get sniped, but yeah, I don't really think there should be too much difficulty here for Combito. Again, it's just that eco lead, keeping the idle TC time down relative to your opponent. Neither player has any eco upgrades because it's been such an aggressive game. Don't think you'll get a villager killed there, and you do not. It is 8 farms to 5, so again, you still have that advantage here as our blue player. Villagers aren't going to be able to gather from the extra forage bushes, though, which again is a nice way of delaying farming that you actually do not have access to right now as Combito. But yeah, I mean, 5 vill lead with Romans. Going to snipe the archer. Nicely done there for warrior. No +1 defense in yet for blue. It is in for red. And yet I just don't really think it matters. Didn't cast a tournament games because they didn't matter? What do you mean? This is like the only tournament that's going on right now. Well, I guess it's like the largest tournament going on right now. Anyway, you still have all your men-at-arms alive. Semicircular. I think the whole idea is that you have this curve inwards to create a choke point, but not like a super, super big choke point. Right? So that's the point of it, right? Instead of just having it be a complete circle, have it push inward so that it's a bit easier to defend. Especially because it's rocky terrain and you can't wall. Anyway, defensive watchtower is in, and it will cover the entire choke point here at the front of Warrior's base. They got a 6 villager deficit. Now, he could try and rush up, you know, double bit axe and get an advantage as far as that goes, but right now, Aztec eco is just so much worse than Roman eco. And again, it's wild to me that we live in a world where Aztecs don't have a great eco. They used to have, like, one of the best sort of persistent eco bonuses throughout the early to mid game. I mean, they had a combo of bonuses, right? An extra villager when your opponent researches Loom, and essentially faster working farmers. But that is nothing compared to the Romans now. Skirmishers doing their job for sure. And if Combito can get a faster castle age, especially since he's now making archers behind the skirmishers. I mean, this is brutal. I mean, Warrior is, you know, getting a good-ish food count, but now with the market coming in, stone being sold, Combito not needing to build the defensive watchtower, he has the stone to sell then. Just get that castle age upgrade a little bit faster. Warrior coming in with his own market, but again, it is just later than what his opponent is doing. With a worse eco, we're getting close to 1,000 more res collected for Combito. He's taking better fights. And it's just not a whole lot that's going in favor of Warrior at the moment. Don't hit the outpost to the side, but... You know, trying to think, like, what is your route back into this game? I'm not entirely sure what it is. You're going to be seeing crossbowmen for Combito. In general, opening skirmishers and then going archers is almost always better than opening archers and then going skirmishers. Because you just run into skirmishers, the skirmishers beat the archers, and then... Once late feudal age comes in, you're able to start saving food by not spending that food on skirmishers to get to castle age faster. Anyway, you're taking the good fights anyway right now as Combito. The thing is, I don't think Aztecs need free loom, and if anything, starting with 50 extra gold is more flavorful for the Aztecs. But it's just a power creep thing, right? It's just that the Roman eco is... It's so strong and requires zero thought. Now, you don't have enough of an advantage to just camp underneath the watchtower, so good on Combito to not try and do that, that's for sure. EBA finally coming in now for red, but it's just, you know, it's been in for a little while for Combito. Got the horse collar upgrade for his farms, and he can take this game in any number of directions. I mean, crossbow bodkin bow saw, good old bodcro saw for sure. Beyond that, can do a lot of different things. There's crossbow bodkin. I need to see the saw, man. It just isn't right without it. For the men-at-arms, I mean, like, you can maybe run around the side of the map and harass some bills. They don't really do a whole lot at this point, though. I am disgusted by the lack of bow saw. SMH. SMH my head, man. Yeah, there's the university coming in. Eco balance honestly wasn't amazing for Combito. There we go. But it really doesn't matter. You just have more resources to play with, and not by a small amount either. University on the way as well. Ballistics is already coming in sooner for Combito, though. Eagle Warrior, I don't really think that's going to be too much of an issue, as both players are going to be going crossbowmen right now. You know, we really don't see knights that much anymore. Like, double stable knight in Castle Age just feels like a very uncommon transition these days. Or really anything other than an archery range play in Castle Age. Covers bases? Well, I mean, the World Series does resume tonight, so you need to cover those bases, man. Go Blue Jays. Like, my mom is a huge baseball fan, and I'm just not. But I'm watching the World Series with her because, you know, I'm a good son. Very specific task. I mean, it still gives you the most amount of stats for the fewest resources spent, so it's always going to have value. But it's just not really, like... I think part of the reason the meta feels so stale is that you play this exact style with every civ, and you don't really ever play to the civ's strengths as much. Oh, nice couple kills there, and those are actually some of the first villagers killed in the entire game. Why do we think that is? Because maps are increasingly homogenized. Players are doing the same things over and over again. It's, you know, players are copying each other. Yeah, knight counters have been buffed constantly. Swordsmen are still not good enough in general. And civilizations are far more flexible in what they do. Which I think is unfortunate. Because it's not like we see people play, play the civilization. And also, the civilizations that don't have as broad of tech trees are generally not seen as much. The same? Not necessarily. It's also in part about what is the most microable, which is always going to be ranged units. Still winning the Mangonel War here is Gambito. I mean, he's doing just fine. He's adding in a third TC. Rip those bears. Yeah, I mean, players are just so good with Archer Micro right now. But also, like I said, civilizations that... Oh, that's rough. Civilizations that don't have very broad tech trees are just not seen very often. Symbiel is very good at the Mangonel stuff. Again, guys, there's just eco difference. Roman eco. It is so good. Just taking better fights, and he's done so literally all game. I mean, like, yeah, that's a good hit there, but you still have so much more to do. You need more than just a slightly favorable trade. You need a significantly favorable trade.
But nay.
Also, eco balance is real bad for warrior. Only 6 on food. Way better farming eco. Better fights? Well, yeah, I mean, it all adds up, right? Anyway, once Gambito remembers that you can go through over here, and he's actually going to discover that with these crossbowmen, and in general, the vision is quite nice. I just wish he was prioritizing this area a little bit more, and, I mean, warriors should be pretty cooked here. Owie, owie, owie!
But nay.
And there's the GG called, and Gambito with the 3-0 win. And way too far ahead in eco, took better fights, and I mean, that's... if you have a better eco and you take better fights, that is a pretty darn good recipe for success. Alrighty, guys, I think that's gonna be it for me today. I will probably be back tomorrow. Uh-huh. Check out my review of Chronicles if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching!